Hello, this is Regdrin, and I've been playing Urban Chaos.
Let's urban!
Okay, do you practice taking me by surprise?
How could I?
Okay.
This is Channel 7 News.
This is Lanny York for Channel 7 News. Last month, gangs attacked a peace protest in Midtown. Before the anti-violence march began, gangs poured into the area, trapping civilians and police. Eyewitness reports state that the gangs seemed to come from nowhere and were attacking anyone in their way. As people ran for their lives, a T-0 enforcer arrived on scene. He secured the area, rescuing many civilians while battling the burners. As popular as T-0 has become, a leaked FBI document has revealed shocking news about its controversial leader, Adam Wolf. It's been revealed Wolf trained mercenary soldiers in street warfare. We're told the tactics are identical to those used by the terror gangs in our city. Wolf has been suspended while an investigation gets underway. Also, more trouble for Mayor Riot. He's now being linked to Wolf's questionable past. Military sources have confirmed that Wolf and the mayor served together for several years in the U.S. Marine Corps. It's raising suspicion that these two leaders could be behind the violence. A poll conducted by this news station shows the public approval rating of Wolf and Wyatt is at an all-time low. Reports are now coming in that the burner gang has pinned fire and paramedic crews in the East Side shipping yard. Witnesses confirm the buildings surrounding the area have been filled with explosives. We'll have more details on this story as they come in. Channel 7, first for news in your city.
Okay, what gets me about that marine photograph is that it's impossible to identify anyone.
Yeah. What I noticed is that this is definitely different from our America if their time in the U.S. military is controversial and might get them suspended.
Anyway, back to the gangs.
That cutscene cost us a bullet.
He's not kidding. See, we start with one less bullet in our magazine.
Well, this mission, at the start of it anyway, really likes to get you attacked from multiple directions, so it's a little awkward. Rather nice counter tactics to having an invulnerable shield in one direction.
Why'd you use that gun?
Because I hadn't turned off equip new weapons in the options. That gave me a lot of trouble.
Okay, let's try that again. Okay.
Alright.
So we're full of gangs.
We are so full of gangs.
Thankfully, because these guys tend to attack at close range, you can just force lightning a few of them.
Right, I need to be careful to not accidentally pick up that shotgun, get out of the way.
Well, you did it.
There are a lot of these guys, and their spawn triggers are a little
weird.
A little weird, yes. Now, before I go any further, I'd like to say that this is being played on a real PlayStation 2. I tried using an emulator to record this game, but emulators do not like this game.
Yeah, I don't know why.
My best guess is that this game uses some sort of unique rendering engine that the emulators don't like.
Well, it's their loss.
Yeah. There's also an Xbox version, and I think it looks better. One thing that I'm sure you've already noticed is that when things get busy, the PlayStation 2 drops frames like crazy.
Mm-hmm.
There is, in fact, an Xbox playthrough of this game on YouTube. I think it's by a channel called Time Warriors. They do a really good job. Among other things, they use a cheat to unlock the highest difficulty at the start, which is normally supposed to be New Game Plus mode. And they just do a really good job, so if you want a slightly different perspective, check them out. My only regret is that I actually watched them beforehand, and that's because I can't unthink ideas that I pick up when watching them.
Don't bother me now, miss.
Yeah.
There are gangs.
Also, we're making T-Zero look bad by shooting guys instead of pressing the switch.
Well, emergency services need to get through into the war zone.
Although, to be fair, making the police look bad by shooting guys is a thing that preferably would happen. Not for T-Zero, though.
Look, this is our job.
Oh, and it is exceptionally easy to miss the masks in this level.
Well, yeah, it's a maze of boxes.
I can lift that shutter if you want.
So you've been hit a bunch.
I have been hit a bunch, yes. I've not really memorized the directions that people come from early on in this level.
Okay, so are we going to see any new enemy types on this map?
We sure are. Also, this is the first map where I've adjusted my controls for faster aiming.
No, that seemed to work.
Yeah. The shield takes a few frames to activate when you press the button for it, but when you let go, it's immediately down and you can fire instantly.
See.
It's also a really good idea to kind of figure out where the reticle is even when your shield is up. I understand that there's a technique that people use for this when using guns that don't have a reticle in certain circumstances. Like, what is it? Apply a little bit of something, like a little bit of tape, or...
Yeah, something like that.
They're everywhere.
Yep. Look up.
Nice.
Yeah, you get an automatic slow motion shot if you pull that off.
But you have to notice that guy first.
It's little secrets, you know? Of course, the closest thing that the game has to official secret power-ups are the masks.
And those just give you medals.
Yeah, but I actually think that's kind of clever, because this is a game where picking up weapons and ammo along the way is not really a thing that happens, but they wanted to get people to search the levels anyway, so they came up with the masks.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, players will just look up the guides to find out where all the masks are, but...
Yep, that was already a thing at this point.
They're everywhere.
Yeah, game FAQs was a thing, and it was big at this point.
Despite being around for a while, I still use it.
Well,
I mean, it's faster most of the time than looking up stuff in YouTube playthroughs.
right. Yeah, whatever happened to strategy, guys? Oh, they got bad.
They really did. Also, I'd like to note that there are fire department guys here, even though nothing around here is on fire. This actually has some slightly sinister connotations to it.
Are we going to start a fire?
No, it means that T-Zero is using these guys as, essentially, combat engineers. You know, dealing with obstacles and stuff.
Yep.
And that's a pretty rough thing to ask for guys who signed up for the fire department.
I'm going to have to look up, what fire departments are called in to do besides stop fires.
You look like you could use some help.
Yes, we could use some help. We've been shot a bunch.
Yeah.
I've got another
Time for a combat goo.
T-Zero, protect that fire crew.
Your ball! I need help, T-Zero!
Okay.
Occasionally I have trouble with the controller I use. If I don't press the button right, the trigger can get stuck.
No, don't slow-mo now.
Hey, it wasn't on purpose.
Thanks. I didn't think I would get away from those bastards. Frank went into the building to look for any casualties trapped inside.
Oh yeah, I know why the fire crew is here. Because they said in the newscast there were bombs everywhere.
Yeah.
There were 3 guys in my crew and other workers in there when the bomb went off. I don't know if any survived, but I need to go back and find out for myself.
Well,
However, I think that what I said is going to be applied to later levels as well.
true.
Fire crews en route to your location.
Be careful in here. This place looks very unstable.
I'm here. Help me, please.
Sure thing.
Sorry we don't have much to say at this point, because it's mainly just using your emergency services guide to clear out obstacles.
It's done.
Yeah, but there's gonna be some fun stuff, don't worry. They actually do a couple of clever things with the design, and trust me, things are gonna get more
Ooh,
exciting.
wiggly door.
Wiggly door. Yeah, that's another sign that's a backdraft door. I think they did a really good job in sort of giving you hints for it.
Trap door. Look out.
Wow. He just doesn't stop.
That guy was dedicated.
I've seen a couple of backdraft guys who run out, take a swing at you, and then just fall over because they were standing in a backdraft.
They may have started him at a higher health value.
I'm on it.
Unit 15, what is your current ETA?
Dispatch. This is Unit 15 en route to the Williams factory. ETA 5 minutes.
Okay, let's see what's up here.
This is an important ladder if you like to collect medals. There's also a hint of what's coming up.
Oh! Yeah, this is a gang weapon.
This is a gang weapon. As such, it's not very useful for me. I already have a rapid firing weapon and it does a much better job.
So, what's up this way?
Well, we're here to rescue people.
Really?
You forgot?
Well, sometimes you need a reminder.
It's done.
Oh, there's a fireman up there. Take a look.
Uh-huh. Well,
This place is dangerous, man. Look, there wasn't anything we could have done for that poor guy.
That wouldn't have happened if we didn't walk close to it, by the way.
That door? No.
well, he would have been in script limbo, huh?
Yep.
It's done.
I'm not sure which fate is worse.
That door? No No problem.
Kind of like the civilians in that one town in Crystallis who don't actually die until you talk to them.
Fucking pig. Go!
Oh, really? What kills them off?
Well, basically, Dragonia attack the town and they're wounded there and they don't actually die until you talk to them.
Oh, okay. I was wondering if something just magically shows up to kill them if you talk to them. You've played video games, you know how these things can happen.
Yep. Fireman.
Frank! Mike! You alright, buddy? Mike, get me a medic, please!
No problem.
Now, you might hesitate to do this after the last mission where you got a game over time limit, but
That's not the case here.
let's be thankful.
Sorry, you have to take the ramp down, you can't jump down.
There are not that many places in the game where you have to jump down to progress. And the game is usually pretty clear about it when you do have to. Although one of the times was navigating through the various crates, so that actually threw me off the first time I was playing this mission. I couldn't find the way forward.
Mm-hmm.
Dispatch, this is medic.
Okay, we need there's one more guy in here?
There is one more guy. I also love the suspenseful music that happens every time you walk into that general ground floor area.
Look, it's just on fire. Let's go back and save the guy that fell into the fire.
If that was actually allowed in this game, I wouldn't be that surprised.
See you're in one piece. Have you seen Dave anywhere in here? I haven't seen him. I've just been taking care of these fires. Have you checked the ground floor? All right, I'm gonna go deal with these fires. Check the building for any more survivors. Get them out to the medic.
He says that, but the fires are never going to go away.
This may take a while to complete.
Help me! Help me!
Oh, there we go.
I'm on it.
Please, help me!
Well, looks like we're gonna have to jump.
Play the music.
Looks like the only way out of here is down there. This guy needs a medic. He won't last much longer. I'll radio in and get someone to come and get us out of here. Dispatch, this is FD-13. We are trapped in the basement of a Williams factory and need assistance.
Mason.
You're a fireman. You could put the guy down and break open.
No, he can't.
This guy will do it for us.
Well, somehow you got a headshot.
Yeah.
And a power saw.
Yes. They're going to start using power saws.
Looks like they were waiting for us to arrive. They're crazy. One of them had an electric saw. Did you see?
That's one of two developments we're going to run into, and by far the less dangerous. I count them as actually less dangerous than the cleaver guys for reasons I will explain after I describe this situation here.
Okay, you've got problems.
We have very serious problems. We have guys who fire machine guns, which have very brief timing windows for you to shoot them between bursts.
Mm-hmm.
It's really difficult to beat one without taking any damage.
And they're going to be regular enemies from now on.
In fact, your introduction to them is a part of the game where they permanently respawn until you clear this next objective.
Oh, right.
Yeah. I didn't know that the first time I played through this part of the game. It was an experience.
Mason, find a way of getting into that building and apprehending the leader.
Although I probably should have known, because Wow. Yeah, getting hit by their sort of melee pistol whip things hurts more than getting hit by one or two of their bullets.
Oh.
It's kind of like, I don't know, getting hit by a door in, what was that game?
Duke Nukem?
Well, I wouldn't be surprised, because the doors in that game are hungry. But no, that was instant death. There was an arcade game that we played together, the detective one.
Let's see. Let's see. Oh yeah, that one.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I forget the name, but getting hit by a door will do as much damage as if you took a shotgun. Another problem with these guys is they like to stay mobile. And they also use their guns in the most video game way you can imagine.
The guns will be pointed at you no matter what.
Well, not only that, but, you know, dual-wielding submachine guns and being able to hit something with them.
Mm-hmm.
Fortunately, the guy you have with you seems to be invulnerable.
Yep, he's a cop. Well, they do give him a vital sign, so he can actually get killed.
Yeah, but I've never seen that vital sign actually affected by anything. And I'm really glad they didn't, because these guys are pretty good at dealing damage, and you need him to hold guys off while you're doing the stuff that advances the mission.
Damn. Looks like you could do with some help.
Well,
This should help.
oh yeah, the
I've got another.
paramedic has different lines depending on how damaged you are when you approach her. So, why aren't you throwing any grenades or anything?
Well, I hadn't thought about it yet, honestly. This is the part of the game where I really should use the grenades a lot more. Both of the grenades are good for this. If you're fighting a lot of them in a smallish room, a smoke grenade is amazing. And in any medium range situation, the riot grenades thrown from behind shields are great too. And the circular saw guys, I find them to be less dangerous than the cleavers, because they don't throw their saw at you, and your tactic for beating them is exactly the same.
Mm-hmm. Whoa, there's a lot of guys in here.
You can, of course, pick up and use the saw yourself, but since it's melee range and I have a melee weapon that also gives me a medal, I don't bother.
Ah, you're missing a mask.
Don't worry, don't worry. So, there is a gang leader in here, and like before, he is actually the end of the mission.
Ah, there it is.
Yeah. It's actually possible to kill or capture the gang leader before you go into the base enough to get that mask.
Hmm. Oh, he's angry.
You don't really encounter too many happy burners.
Okay, so where's the gang leader?
Well, he's just kind of behind a pillar.
You want to get a room? Fuck, you stinking pig!
He actually dodges the grenade. They'll do that sometimes. They'll see you throw it and they'll move out of the way.
Funny that. Well, you got him.
You got him. Well, I assume you got him when you played.
Of course I did.
And that's it. But that was a really big difficulty spike.
Oh yeah.
Maybe
And it gets tougher from here.
Yeah.
But we got everything.
Let's see. I think the train is next.
No.
No? Okay.
This is Steve George in the Channel 7 copter reporting live over a scene of carnage that was Southgate Dockyard. Now, I don't know if it's clear to the viewers, but I'm flying through a huge cloud of deadly and possibly toxic smoke pumping out of these historic buildings. Who knows who caused this devastation? Was it T-Zero with their apparent casual disregard for innocent lives in their so-called crusade against the burners? Did the burners cause the fire, trying to escape from certain death at the hands of a heavily armed police squad? Do you have an opinion? Have you been terrorized by T-Zero? If so, contact Channel 7 now. Back to Lonnie in the studio.
Those historic warehouses.
Uh-huh.
Well, it's just that the train level was so memorable that when you talked about high difficulty,
yeah.
that's what came to mind.
Mm-hmm. So, what did we get for our troubles?
You have unlocked a pistol damage upgrade.
It's a pretty big percentage increase, I gotta say.
Mm-hmm.
But that's all I get. At this point, the power-ups per medal are getting a little more sparse.
Yeah, they come every 5 medals.
Oh,
it is the train. Oh boy.
We'll see that next time. Later.